Welcome to another episode of Chat Sports Talk. My name's Chad, and then we take a dive into all sports. This is my week 10 of picks and previews for college football for this Saturday. That's right, we're up to week 10 in college football. I'll let you know the end is coming nigh as we're seeing more and more schools start to really make their case for the committee. You know, some schools may not really seem to matter too much. And as the college football playoffs already released their first top four, and definitely some surprises in that one. I think no argument, Georgia being number one. Cool. Alabama 2. Michigan State 3, and Oregon 4. My major concern is having Alabama 2. I think that loss to Texas A&M should at least weigh more heavily than it did. I don't think it should be in the top 4 because I don't think they're going to win the SEC. I think it's going to be Georgia. But that's just my opinion. I'm not on the committee because if you saw my polls, you'll see that I have them probably a lot lower than that anyways. Actually, I don't think I had them like at 7 in my top 10. I didn't have Cincinnati up there anyways. Probably the same reason why the committee didn't have Cincinnati very high. And that was their schedule. Yeah, so if you actually watched my previous video, my recap video, I did my initial top 25. And my top 4 was Georgia, Michigan State, Oklahoma, and Wake Forest. But still have time to really thin things out. So if you didn't watch that video, I did go 10-4 last week. I did count just 2 specialty games in there. That's my channel. I can do what I want. And we'll see if we could kind of repeat that type of action coming up. And let's just go ahead and dive right in with Navy visiting Notre Dame. Now, a lot of people kind of give Cincinnati some issues that they didn't blow out Navy. You don't blow out Navy. That's just one of the things. It's Navy will play anyone very, very tough. They're not an easy out to get. It's just one of those batters in the box. You just can't seem to find a way to get a batter out because he keeps hitting foul ball after foul ball after foul ball. It just racks up your pitch count, so you're just struggling trying to get through. So this is actually going to be the exact same way. Navy always plays Notre Dame very, very tough anyhow. But Notre Dame will find a way to come on top against the midshipmen. Now we're going into the ACC, where I think could be an upset alert. That's why undefeated Wake Forest will head to Chapel Hill to take on North Carolina. If you watched last week's game between North Carolina and Notre Dame, you know how tough Sam Howell and that North Carolina offense is. They were trading blow for blow for the Irish, and Sam Howell could not be tackled. So this is definitely one team that Wake Forest is really going to have to struggle to get through. And I am not too sure Wake Forest has actually had anyone of this caliber of a team on their schedule yet. Look at their schedule. The only one that really seemed to have, they had a couple teams that give them trouble. That was Louisville and Syracuse. That's just Syracuse seems to play very well against ranked teams at home. Army just puts up all the points. And they had to win by 3 against Louisville. So this is going to be another really tough test before their showdown before NC State. So this could be considered a trap game for Wake Forest. And I think North Carolina can knock off Wake Forest in this matchup. Then we got the head of Big Ten country. We got Michigan State visiting Purdue. Purdue playing another ranked Big Ten opponent. Michigan State's got to get worried because they are possibly on an upset alert themselves because that's what Purdue seems to be doing. Purdue caught Iowa short and handed, the Hawkeyes their first loss of the season. It could happen again to Michigan State. But I don't think that's going to be the case in the scenario. I'm sure Purdue will keep it close. Probably lead a couple times during the game, but I think Michigan State's going to find a way to come out on top, remain undefeated in the Big Ten play. Now, the Big 12 has a couple games on their schedule that are, you can probably keep an eye on. One's Oklahoma State visiting West Virginia. Now, on the surface, you may not think of it too much because it's West Virginia. They're a 500 team. What are they going to do? But you remember last week they knock off a ranked Iowa State. They have a ranked Oklahoma State coming in. Jared Jones is not one of those easy guys to really corral too much. But it's the Oklahoma State running attack led by Jalen Warren that could be problematic for West Virginia. And I think it's be a lot closer than that. Right now, the line is 3.5 for Oklahoma State. And I think it's I think it's going to be right on point. I think it'll be below that actually. So I still say Oklahoma State wins in West Virginia, probably by a game-winning field goal. Next one's like Texas and Iowa State. Neither one of these schools are ranked right now, so they're not high on anyone's radar. Iowa State's got to try to bounce back from their letdown in West Virginia. Texas trying to come back. Right now, they're just not doing very well. They keep losing. They got to try to find a way to get back on top. And I am going to give the edge to Texas to walk away Ames with a W. Another one that school that the committee is not paying any attention to. But you saw my poll, I did, because I got them ranked 16th. They're not ranked in the committee's poll at all. Undefeated UTSA. It will head to El Paso to take on UTEP. This is going to pretty much determine one half of the Conference USA Championship game seeding or spots, basically. And I can see why the committee doesn't have a high enough on UTSA because they haven't really played anyone. They went to Champaign, beat Illinois. Okay, whoopee. They go into Memphis at that time frame. Memphis was a pretty good team. They beat Memphis, but Memphis has since fallen back down to earth. Then after that, no, they're just, doing what they have to do. But with this particular matchup, I think UTSA needs this victory to get get a winning program on their docket that they beat, and I think they beat UTEP to remain undefeated. Now, another game I'm very invested in is Army visiting Air Force. Now, not a lot of people are going to be interested in this one. This could be the deciding factor who wins Commander-in-Chief's trophy. In case you all don't know that, this trophy, this is played between the three service academies. Who's the best, between the three. Hasn't been actually played for very long. Last time Air Force won this was back in 2016. And they have 20 in total. I think this has only been started since 1972, so that's been going on for very long. And this could be rewarded, be earned that time frame, because the Air Force already beat Navy. So if Air Force doesn't win this one, then it goes to the Army Navy game at the end of the year, determine who's going to be the champion. But I think this is the year that Air Force gets back control of the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. No, beat Army. Go to Air Force, beat Army. Right here. Another one that's probably going to get a lot of attention is Boise State. It's going to Fresno to take on the Bulldogs. And this game got sold out. Now, many countries are going to be really turning into this game, but Fresno State always does. There's a huge matchup between these two programs. They're very good in the Mountain West. Boise State right now is having kind of an off year because right now they're only 500. Fresno State needs to keep on winning to ensure they take the West Division of the Mountain West for their conference title game because they've already beaten San Diego State. And this is one of the things that there's just Fresno State just has too many weapons. How they handled San Diego State's quite handily. So I will definitely give Jake Harner and the rest of the Bulldogs the edge in this one and beating the Broncos. All right, now we're heading to Pac-12 country. We have number 4 Oregon going up to Seattle to take on the 4-4 Washington Huskies. In case you don't know, Pac-12 tends to beat each other up and always seems to knock each other out of the playoff talks. That's what they do. That's Oregon's only loss so far is to Stanford. And right now, Oregon's only favored by 7. And I think it'll be closer than that, actually. I really do. Because Washington is going to give the Ducks everything they have. And probably, just going to fall short at the end. I think Oregon will end up winning if they don't shoot themselves in the foot like they did against Stanford. And then we'll just go ahead to SEC to finish this off. And hats off to Ole Miss for not scheduling an FCS opponent this week. They are giving themselves a little bit of a challenge by bringing in Liberty to take them on. I mean, a 7-2 Liberty taking on 6-2 Ole Miss. So hats off to Ole Miss for doing that. But Ole Miss has just got too much. Matt Carroll is just too much of a threat. And it's going to be one-sided right now. Ole Miss is only favored by 9.5. I actually think it might be actually more. I think Ole Miss can win by double digits. I think the only game in the on this weekend's action that's between ranked opponents is Auburn going into Texas A&M. Right now, Auburn has themselves in a very nice position. They're tied in SEC West with Alabama, so it means the Iron Bowl could be a huge game at the end of the year, which means Auburn needs to win out. A&M knows this. A&M's already spoiled Alabama's perfect season. Could they spoil another Alabama institution? I think Bo Nix is going to have other ideas. I think he's going to be able to carry this team, and I'll have Auburn beating the Aggies. And then Mississippi State will visit Arkansas. Right now, Arkansas is just trying to recover, and they can't seem to do what they really want to do. Mississippi State's kind of doing very, very well. Will Rogers is a phenomenal quarterback right now for the Bulldogs. He's over almost 2,900 yards passing with 19 touchdowns. But I think Arkansas was going to find a way to get themselves back on track in winning ways and beat the Bulldogs at home. Well, that's my picks for this week, to see kind of things how it kind of happen, and see kind of how it's going to affect my poll coming out. Because once again, when I come back with my recap video, I'll make sure I give you my update of my top 25. So that will happen on Monday. But hey, just let me know what you're looking for this weekend in terms of games. For me, definitely be watching out for that Air Force game against Army. I hope the Falcons will win the Commander-in-Chief Trophy this year. Also, keep an eye on that Notre Navy game, because you definitely know Navy's going to bring their A game against the Irish, and see if we get upset that have won the undefeateds this weekend. But hey, just let me know who you think would win. Which game you're looking forward to. Will there be an upset this weekend? If so, whom? Right there, you go ahead and smash that thumbs up for me. Give me a like. You can also subscribe. Once you subscribe, you can hit that bell notification until next time I post a video. And I'll see you next time on Chat Sports Talk.